Hey everybody, this is Tyler from Will to Win Gaming, and this is my deck tech for Stagebeard. Please like, comment, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please share this with your friends. This is a spicy deck tech that I think is going to make huge waves in the upcoming regional. Also, we have our new Patreon up. Make sure you check that out. There's a lot of really cool things going on with our Patreon. Now, check out the deck tech. Awesome, everybody, this is my Stagebeard list. So unlike traditional whitebeards you've been seeing that have been topping events, I am not convinced that traditional whitebeard is the best way to play it. This is a little something spicy that you might want to try out. Stagebeard, we're actually going to be playing Moby Dick. There's no way to search it, but if you can find it, man, it really helps your gameplay. So I'm going to start off with, we only play 8 2Ks in the entire list. Your 4 Otama and your 4 Jozu. Those are very standard. Where my list differs a lot is I like blockers. Blockers are very good. So I'm playing 4 of the Blimheim. He's just a 2-drop 3K blocker. No counter, but he's got some spicy things you can do with him, which I'll get into later in the video. I play 4 Vista because killing little things that are annoying, like blockers, is very good. I'm playing 2 Raikuyo. Nobody knows what that is, and every time I play it, they always look at it. So the great thing I love about it is a 3-drop for 4K, which doesn't have the best stats, and it does have 1K counter, but it has the ability for 1 Dawn, when you play it, this 1 Dawn, it will give an Anthem of 1000 power to your entire board, and it sees itself. So just putting 1 Dawn on it will make it 6K, which is great for attacking another Whitebeard, but it'll Anthem your whole board, and with Stagebeard, you really want to go wide and take advantage of your Moby Dick. So 2 Raikuyo, I'm playing 2 Squad. I really would like to up the count, but the problem is it doesn't have counter, and when you play it, you have to take a life. When you're at 1 or less life, that's fine. But when you're at 3 or 4 life, you really don't want to be accelerating that much. So I only have 2 Squad, but a negative 4K when it drops down and targets something is great to pair up with a Vista, because if they have a 7K kid or something with that magic 7K number, you can just murder that for 6K and get 2 bodies down. And if you have a Moby Dick out, that's a 5 and a 7 drop body, so, or 5,000 and a 7,000 body. Jozu, everybody knows Jozu. It's a 2,000 counter, it has rush, it has 2,000 counter. Playing the 4 Marco, love Marco. Being able to have that on the field, and when they come in with their last attack, being able to block that or mess with their math that they can't just come in for a bajillion and really just tax my hand when they're coming at me for lethal. Having that body to get in front of is great. And if you draw extra Moby Dicks or maybe like a Seaquake or something that doesn't counter or you could really do anything with, tossing that to resurrect it is fantastic. Atmos, it's a 4-drop for 6. It's just like the Luffy and regular Whitebeard. It's 1,000 counter. We play King Do. 5-drop for 7K. It's vanilla. We play 4 of each. I'm only playing 2 Ace, and Ace is a fantastic card, and I really wish I could play more. But this deck, it feels really tight, at least for everything I want to do in the meta. Being that rusher is fantastic. Also, when you can just make 2 things on their side have negative 3,000, just really important. I love the Ace. I wish I could go more. But yeah, Moby Dick, it's fantastic. It has a trigger ability. If they touch my life and it comes out to life, I can play it for free, which is fantastic. But giving everything on my side of the field, plus my leader, 2,000 power on my turn is just such an advantage engine, and I really enjoy it. I feel that by playing 4 of it, and even though I don't have a way to search it, it's just great. We saw in set 3 in Japan that they banned the card because it's so good when they can search it with the new Ezo. If you have it, you're probably going to win. If you don't have it, it's going to be a tougher matchup, but if you play correctly, you should still get there. So the Moby Dick is fantastic. I'm playing 2 Seaquake. I really like Seaquake because I can murder a small blocker that's in my way, and my big giant dudes can get in, but also I can pair it up with a Squad or something and murder something with only 4 Dawn, and I don't have to have a Vista. So having another way to murder things is great. I play 4 guard point. Where Strawbeard and Stagebeard really differ is the event count as well. Most of them are only playing like 2, maybe 3 guard point. I want the full 4. And I'm also playing the 4 Radical Beam. 1 Dawn for 3 or 4,000 counters, just it's great. I'm also doing something a little spicy. I'm playing 2 Gum Gum Jet Pistol. It's a fantastic card. It murders things that you want to murder, and it has a great trigger. The reason that I really like Stagebeard over traditional Whitebeard is I feel like Whitebeard is just a lot of just average things. Yes, you have a Nami search engine, but that's really kind of it. You'll notice I'm not playing Edward Newgate, and I'll kind of get into the strategy of why, but Edward Newgate doesn't fit the way I think Moby Dick really synergizes with. You don't mind losing life and getting down to 1 life or 0 because you're turning on your guys. The reason I'm not playing Edward Newgate is because in this deck, I don't really care about my life as much. I'm going to get down to 1 or less, and I'm going to keep Dawn up for events, but I'm just going to be high pressure and having life support on back end just in case and not die. Whereas Strawbeard is playing more traditionally, protect your life, you play the Newgate, if you can chain it, great. One thing that I really enjoy about this deck is the synergy. It's very flavorful, but it's a different way to play, and if your opponent is used to the normal Whitebeard, the normal Strawbeard versions that you see run around, whether it's Jankbeard with a bit of mix of both or traditional Straw Hat package, the traditional Whitebeard package with Moby Dick doesn't get seen, so the strategies your opponents misplay, they don't know what's kind of going on, and you can take full advantage of that. So some strategies that go with this I love. If I have a Moby Dick out and I want to start swinging for lethal, my Blimheims, that is just a blocker for 3k, they're now 5k. As long as I'm not playing against another Whitebeard, that's a free check. I can take a card out of their hand. I really enjoy that, and also with the Vistas too. Those are normal 3Ks, but with the stage out, it's 5Ks to check. And my 2 Raikuyos, even though I don't play as many as I'd like to, having that Anthem when I have 2, 3, 4, even 5 dudes out is instrumental in me winning. Being able to go 5, 5, 7, 7, 9. Having the ability with Squard into Seaquake, or Squard into Vista, or even, I've done it before, Squard into Gum Gum Jet Pistol is just really great. Or having something where I can just kind of go in and take their life by storm. So a very simple thing that I see a lot of the time is they're not expecting me to go for lethal. I'll kill a blocker, I'll load up some Dawn, and I'll start hitting their life so hard. So many decks right now don't play a ton of counter. With green, they don't have a lot of counter in hand usually because they're focused on policing the meta with all these different techie options. And when they're facing 7, 7, 9, 9, 11, they start taking it and they can fold really quickly. So that's one thing I love about this deck is it hits extremely hard, harder than almost any deck I think in the entire format. A lot of people don't like playing a deck like this because you're going to go down to 0 life very quickly. That's okay. I'm okay with having 0 life and having 12 cards in hand. It's called Riding the Lightning. Some people aren't for it. But I'll keep a couple of Dawn up. If I have some events like a Radical Beam, I'll have a Marco, I'll have a Blimheim out. I'm not worried about dying. I have 3 to 4 2Ks in hand, some 1Ks. I have Marco that has recursion. I'm not worried about dying. I just want to protect my guys. So my main strategy with this deck is a little bit different than a traditional One Piece game has been played. 95% of the time, I will not defend my life at all, and I will just take every hit until I go down to 0. The reason I do that is I'm going to take a life anyway for Whitebeard's effect, and I like the idea of getting to 1 or less quicker with Moby Dick, so I'm incentivized for them to hit my life and me to draw cards in my hand. That gives me better options. I have 12 cards to work with instead of 4 or 5, and I'm also not going to die from anything when they want to come at me because I have the counter to do it. One of the great things I love about this deck is I can even bluff just having open Dawn if I don't have anything efficiently to do with it, and they will go after my characters instead of going after lethal. They just assume I have it because Whitebeard is 6k. Also, when they want to come at my things like King Deuce and Aces that are over 6k, they'll traditionally want to go after my characters, and they're just much easier to defend. But against a Strawbeard, which will traditionally play a normal game where they'll protect their life and want to play a Edward Newgate out and do Whitebeard things of that nature. I'm happy to take the life. Thank you for the card. Give me more cards. I'm going to draw them anyway. I'll play my squads for maximum value because I don't have to take a life. And I just have all the cards to work with. I have perfect information. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for watching my DeckTech on Stagebeard. Please like the video. Please comment below. Tell me how bad it is. Tell me what you like about it. Pick a fight. I don't care. I'm very interested to see your thoughts and your take on my take on Whitebeard. Make sure you get subscribed. We're going to do more subscriber giveaways as we grow our channel. Really make sure to check out that Patreon. We have a lot of great stuff going. It's one-on-one coaching, extra deck techs, tournament reports, the whole 9 yards. So make sure to stay tuned. I'm Tyler with Will to Win Gaming.